Good afternoon, everyone. We are joined now by Johnny Butler. We'll just go ahead and start with questions. Mike, you're up. Please state your affiliation and unmute yourself.
Hey, Johnny, this is Mike Toper with Spectrum News 1 in Raleigh. I want to ask you about your day at the plate, man. Obviously, you were seeing something good there. What allowed you to stay so hot, and kind of can you take us through your day?
I had a lot of confidence coming in here. I thought I played really, really well the last game against Arkansas. Also, there's a lot of pressure on the pitchers all game because, every time I was up, I think there was runners in scoring position, and I'm always comfortable in those situations knowing that the pressure's on the pitcher. He has to come to me. I thought they did a great job pitching all game long. Their starter, he wasn't missing really much. I think he missed maybe one pitch, and that was the one I was able to get out.
We will go now to Alex Sawyer. Please unmute yourself and state your affiliation.
Yeah, Johnny, Alex Sawyer with Pack Pride here. There were a lot of NC State fans in the park today, and, you obviously get the home run in the first inning, kind of get exciting. Just what was the emotion like, being in Omaha, having all the fans there and getting ahead early and that big hit?
It felt great. Our fans travel so well. I know I got a ton of friends and family here. Some former teammates came to support me. So I had a lot of energy coming into this, and it was just so exciting.
Moving on to Andrew Schnitterkurt with Inside Pack. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Johnny, this is Andrew Schnicker with Inside Pack Sports. I'm just wondering, obviously Evan has done what he did for you guys today all year long, but just when you guys see him going out there when you're in a little bit of a tough spot with the lead kind of getting trimmed and runners on base, just how confident are you guys that he's going to go out there and get it done?
Never a worry. Once we get the lead in 7th, 8th inning, we just feel like it's game over. Our confidence is through the roof. With Evan, what he's been able to do, it's been unbelievable. Never doubt.
Andrew, if you have a second question you want to follow up?
I do not. I'm sorry.
We will move on to Brian Pirtle.
Hi, Johnny. Brian Pirtle with the Technician. You obviously have the opening, open the scoring with the home run, but later in the game in the ninth,
Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally muted you, Brian. That's my fault. Brian, unmute yourself.
You hear me now?
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you. Obviously you had the open the scoring with that homer, but you also started the rally in the ninth that really sealed the deal. How important was that hit to sort of get the ball rolling when Stanford was starting to creep back into the game?
It's all to just take pressure off of Evan. We knew he was going to go in there and finish the game, and there's a big difference between 2 runs and 3 runs, and we were just trying to keep scratching off one run at a time, and we were able to put together a big inning.
Moving on to Evan Bland.
Hey, Johnny, you guys hit 2 homers today. Does this park feel like it plays bigger than other venues to you, or is it about kind of what you guys have seen all year?
We've definitely seen it. I think the wind was a little friendly today, at least blowing to right field, maybe just a little bit, or just not in from right field. And that's where our 2 were. I thought maybe Devontae was going to get his second one there to left field, but it seemed like that one died a little bit. But, we've played at ballparks like this. We're used to it.
And can you maybe just walk us through your home run there? It seemed like you hit it about as hard as you could. What did you see? How did it feel off the bat?
Yeah, we had a scouting report coming in. He's really, really good at commanding, every single one of his pitches. So I was kind of just sitting away. We had a hit and run on for the first pitch. Kind of got blown up with the fastball. He came back with a changeup, I think, and that was the one pitch all game that he left over the middle of the plate, and I was able to put a good swing on it.
Matt Foster, go ahead.
Hey, Johnny, Matt Foster with KETV7 here in Omaha. Have you ever had a game offensively like that since coming to NC State, driving in 5 runs, and let alone to do it in the CWS?
I think I've had some, pretty good games, but never in a situation like this and such a big game and big stage. It just felt great.
Evan, if you have one follow-up question. If nothing else, we'll let Johnny go on his way. Thank you for joining us, Johnny, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we are joined now by Evan Justice. I'll go ahead, Evan, if you're ready to go.
Hey, Evan, congrats on the win. I guess just walk us through, you come in that jam there in middle innings. What's the approach at that point? How were you able to wiggle out of that?
Sorry, the end cut out there. What'd you say?
Just how you were able to wiggle out of that jam, that bases loaded jam.
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys were in middle innings.
Yeah. I just tried to keep the same approach I always do, is fill up the zone. Force contact, throw a lot of strikes. The one thing you don't want to do in that situation is, be out of the zone, give them free bases. So I was just trying to fill it up as best I could.
We're going to go to Andrew Schnedeker.
Hey, Evan, I'm just wondering, when you guys look at the way that Reed pitched through sixth, and then he obviously kind of comes out there and struggles out there in the bottom of the seventh a little bit, how much when you've seen the start that he's had, do you feel like you want to go out there and try to pick him up and get him out of the trouble there?
Yeah. That's something I always try and do, is just pick up the guy in front of me. We got some great starting pitching here, especially, Reed. He's one of my good buddies, so trying to pick him up. I thought he did a great job today, and I wanted to get him out of that jam, and fortunately I was able to.
Alec, do you have a follow-up question?
Yeah, I got one. Evan, Alex Sawyer with Pack Pride. You're obviously used to coming into high leverage, high energy situations, but kind of another level today with, 22,000 people, it being the College World Series. Just what's going to your mind as you come into that game, and just there's so many NC State fans, and just being on the stage?
Yeah, just trying to soak it up. This is extremely fun. This is a great environment, and it's the College World Series. This is something we've worked for all year. It's something you dream about your whole life as a baseball player, and to be able to go out there and compete on this stage with these guys we have is it's a dream come true, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm glad we came out victorious today.
Moving on to Mike Topper.
Hey, Evan, Mike Topper with Spectrum News 1 back in Raleigh. Just want to ask, what are your feelings of Coach Avent had said this was a must-win game for you guys, and with your eyes set on Monday, how does it feel just to get win number one under your belt here?
Yeah, it feels great. You want to be in this side of the bracket after the first game. I thought offensively came out swinging. They did a great job today. So that's always very helpful as a pitcher. Having that run support we got today, it was huge.
Anybody have anything else for Evan? Thank you, Evan. Congratulations on the win. Have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we will be hearing from Coach Avent. Thanks for joining us, Coach. We'll begin with an opening statement from you, and then we'll move on to questions.
I think we were just played well and fortunate to get off the good start against a pitcher the quality of Brendan Beck, and I think that was good for Reed. Not that anything bothers Reed. I think he had a couple long innings, and I thought we left some men on base, and when they came back and got that 3 spot there in the 7th. All you could think about was the men you left on base, and then we come up in the 9th, and that was a big inning for us. And so just Reed Johnson was Reed Johnston, Evan Justice was Evan Justice, and I just thought some guys at the top of the lineup had big, big days.
We'll start with Andrew Schnittker, if you please.
Yeah, Elliott, looking at Johnny, you mentioned the top of the lineup, but looking at Johnny, obviously he's a guy all year for you who's come up in big spots. But when you look at some of the big hits that he had today when you guys needed them, just how valuable is it to have a guy you can count on that you just know is going to go out there and get it done with runners in scoring position?
You know, he's just a tremendous player. I've said it all year. You know, he's that guy that when you coach him every day and you see him at practice every day and you see how consistent he is, he's a model of consistency in everything he does, base running, outfield play, everything he does. And guys like that sometimes fly under the radar, but I think it's hard for Johnny Butler to fly under the radar. I think people started taking notice of him midway through the season, and he's just a tremendous player who continues to play better and better.
Moving on, we'll have Brian Pirtle.
Yes, hey coach, Brian Pirtle here with the technician. This really felt like a team win day. You mentioned that there was a good production from a good few guys, but unless my scoring is incorrect, I believe everyone in the starting nine reached base in some form or another. How would you say about that? How each of the member of the team that took the field today, how they contributed to the win?
It's always been a team win with us. That's the way it's been all year. You know, we played for the last 3 months. It's no secret we played 9 guys pretty much every day. Merle likes to say it's 9 guys from 9 states, and they've all throughout the year. I said it at the beginning of the year. This is a team that throughout the lineup can figure out how to be productive and score runs, and that's the name of the game. And we score it in different ways because we can bunt, we can run, we can hit with power, hit gaps, you know, singles, and we just do it in different ways. And when you get to this stage with all the quality pitching that's out there throughout the country, you have to be able to be versatile to score runs in this environment, and I think that's, once again, that showed.
Alex Sawyer, you are up.
Yeah, Alex Sawyer with Pat Pride. Johnny Butler said that, you know, they don't worry when Evan Justice is in a game. He said that he feels like if you guys are up in the 7th or 8th, that he feels confident because he knows Evan's going to get it done. We've talked about that so much this year, but just his consistency and him bringing that here in Omaha, just how much of a boost, how much does that help the team to have him being a guy that can go 2-3 innings and you know what you're going to get from him?
Well, it's just Johnny's referring, it's not just to the quality of stuff that Evan has. It's his work ethic. It's everything these guys have seen each other do all year long. Luca Tresh come in before everybody an hour early, and he's caught every game this year to keep his body in tremendous shape. And Evan Justice, the things he does with treatment from Scott Insel and all the things he does to prepare himself for these situations. And so they're talking about, they know the preparation, they know the work ethic, and then they know the will to win and how the intensity with which Evan goes about his business, but is still able to relax to the situation, and he shows great poise and confidence in himself. So, you know, we have that confidence in Evan, but we have that confidence in a lot of people right now.
Mike Topper, you're up.
It's Mike Topper from Spectrum News 1. Coach, firstly, love the old school Tuffy t-shirt there. And secondly, obviously the scouting report paid off. I was wondering if you could just give us your thoughts of the approach at the plate, obviously 12 hits, 10 runs, and how you guys were able to produce offensively.
Yeah, thanks for the comment on the whatever you call it the slobbering wolf, whatever you call it. But this is the wolf that we had when those guys, Monty Towle, David Thompson, Tim Stoddard, those guys won a national championship, Tommy Burleson. And this was the wolf of the 70s, and I'm glad to see they brought it back because this is what we all remember in the glory days of NC State. And but anyway, back to your question. Say your question again.
You're unmuted. You're muted. Evan, oh, there you go.
Well, this is Evan Blaine with the Omaha World Herald. I'll ask a different one, Coach. You guys hit 2 home runs today. I'm curious, does this park feel like it plays bigger than other venues, or did you expect to continue to hit home runs like you guys have all year?
With a ball that Devontae hit, even though I thought he got it off the end of a little bit, when he hit it, I thought it was gone. It kind of reminded me of the ball that Trey Turner left in the ballpark against UCLA back in 13. But we noticed the ball was carrying a little bit better in BP today, and obviously it carried a little bit better during the game. So this is definitely carrying a little bit better than it has at Omaha from what I remember in 2013.
Any other questions for Coach? Oh, Evan? Do you have another question?
I
I'm good,
missed one
thanks.
question.
Okay. If nobody else has anything else, we'll let Coach enjoy the victory today.
Thank you.
Thank
Do
you for
remember his
joining
question?
us.
That guy, I don't remember what it was.
You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Hub, Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com, and transcripts are available at www.ncaa.com/transcripts. Thanks for joining us today, guys and gals.